You know, normally I would be the last person you would think to have a podcast. So yeah, here's my podcast. So, what are we going to talk about in this podcast?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, by the way, I'm joined by my friend Ben, and we're just going to talk about crazy things that happened to me. Oh, I just thought of a story.
What about me? Why can't I say crazy things about me?
I just said you could, mate.
I thought you said no.
Anyways, so the only time I've ever broken a bone was like when I was 1 year old. So I obviously don't remember because I'm 12 now. It was 11 years ago. And it sounds very painful. That's all I can say. My family likes to tell me this story. I have no clue why. So in our town, we have this moderately large playground next to an old abandoned school. And, yeah, there was like this really dangerous slide that for some reason my dad thought it was a good idea to put me on his lap, and we went down this really tall slide. I didn't fall off, if that was what you're thinking. My, pant leg got caught on the edge of the, thing where they connected up the slide, you know, those little, crevices, right? So, it got caught, but we just kept going. We didn't stop. Well, I guess we couldn't stop. And my leg snapped backwards. They brought me to the emergency room, and all they said, this is their exact words. Oh, it's just a bone break. We'll wrap it in cloth and you can go home. About $1,000 for that, right. So, how I got around, because I used to crawl around, we had these little electric cars by Little Tykes or something, and they were the most fun things ever, and then my neighbor came and broke them. And yeah, they were super fun until they got crashed into a tree and the battery fell out. Well, yeah, my brother drove me around in those because I have a brother that's a couple years older than me. So yeah, that's my story. It sounds very painful and super unimportant to the channel, but I just thought I would share it because I have nothing else to share.
Well, here's something I do remember. So once I was fishing, my dad told my brother that he should fish away from me. But does my brother listen? No. He stays right there, and he thinks it would be a smart idea to take his fishing rod and put it all the way back and then cast. So he pulls back, he puts it back, and he ends up putting his favorite fishing hook right in my head.
Oh.
And he just takes the fishing rod, pulls it a couple times, and he says, "What the heck's going on?" And he turns around and he sees it stuck in my head.
Ooh.
My dad stops the fishing trip. We go to the emergency room while my brother and his friend are playing on the playground. The doctors, this is exactly what they said. They said they would take it out gently. What did they do? Nope, they just took a string and tied it to it and jerked it 3 times and it ripped out.
That reminds me of a story.
And my brother was sad that he lost his favorite fishing hook.
Oof. That reminds me of a story of when my mom was younger, not me. It's not going to be a story about me here. It's basically the exact same thing about your story. She was just, playing, having fun on a fishing dock. And this kid who no one liked walked onto the fishing dock, and one of her friends, quote unquote, accidentally hooked the back of his head and yanked him so it got really deep into the back of his skull. And this guy saw it all happen, and he believed that it was an accident. So he takes some pliers from the back of his truck and yanks it out. And that's the story of Kelly Lake, which is kind of close to me.
So it didn't happen to your mom?
No, it didn't happen to my mom. She was just there.
Okay. Well, let's see. Dad didn't tell me much stories about it, but he did, well, actually, that's not important because I don't know what happened. He just said he's broke his bones in football, but, here's one. I don't go ice fishing anymore because my dad, his friend invited him to go ice fishing at a bad time, and, he accepted it. He didn't really want to, but he did, and, he went, and there was this spot. He ended up driving by and walked right there, and he fell through that ice, and he told me that if he was in there for like one more second, he wouldn't have made it out. So luckily he got out of there. His friend was panicking insanely, he said. But the weird part is my mom came, whenever it was at my old house, she came up and said, "Hey, I have a surprise for you guys." And I walk up and see my dad inside, his arms in a cast. So I don't think that's really a surprise.
Yeah, that's not much of a surprise.
Yeah.
So yeah, before this video gets too long and won't upload because my phone's a piece of crap, I'm gonna end it right there. That's been part 1 of this podcast.
Alrighty.
Just crazy stories that's happened to us. I'll think of more. And I will see you guys in the next one. I don't know why I'm clapping. Okay.